the topic of aging, a new video came out of Pamela Anderson where she is promoting this skincare line that she started. And she's kind of notorious at this point for becoming anti-makeup. And she did this whole stint of going out into red carpet events with no makeup, which you really don't see on anybody.
If there was one reason to roll your eyes at this, it's not what to say about her. She's still a beautiful woman. It's that she's doing it on purpose to make some type of social point.
I think that
about not wearing makeup.
She has strong opinions about like the toxins that are in makeup and stuff like that. I'm sure Alex Clark would love to have her on the spillover and talk about it.
Let's watch this video.
She put out this video, and the caption here is, "This used to be the hottest woman in the world."
Guys, I just want to point out, if you go look back at old pictures of Pamela Anderson, she just isn't wearing eyeshadow or
she
lashes.
She doesn't look all that different.
And she's just doesn't have bangs, and she's got a little bit of a bigger forehead than the average person. So that's what you're seeing. Her hair is pushed back rather than bangs that kind of hide that. So let's watch the video. Nope, no song getting me a copyright strike.
We're not going to be listening to the song. You know, it's not great, like, you know, lighting.
She's also like right in the sun.
Yeah,
like, she's actually not trying to look.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Right, which is fine. Like,
yeah.
She is trying to promote this idea of realness and aging gracefully or embracing aging naturally. And she doesn't look like she has, you know, a ton of preventative work on her face. She doesn't look like one of these people who's full of Botox.
If I was to say that there was a cringe aspect to it, it would be like going to the Met Gala with no makeup is very clearly like a weird socio-political statement.
I thought that she wore makeup at the Met Gala, but not a different award show. It was like a fashion
some award show. She didn't wear any makeup on her face, which is very clearly a cringe political statement. Wear makeup to the events that require makeup.
Is it a political statement?
Yes, it is.
It's
a socio-political statement on the objectification of women and the male gaze and
But men always say that they don't want
standards.
women to wear makeup.
Doesn't
so she did what men want.
She's in an industry of people that aren't like that. She's not talking about the regular people. She's talking about the people in Hollywood that often get conflated with regular people. Meaning that she's talking about unrealistic beauty standards.
Would it be some kind of socio-political statement for a female celebrity to allow their hair to go gray?
Yes, and there are ones that do that too. There's plenty of it.
Would it be a socio-political statement for them
in Hollywood
to not get, you know, plastic surgery or fillers in their face?
It would
like
be
at a
to
certain point, you're just existing. And to say that there's some kind of socio-political stance being made is almost...
My point is that it's at an event that very clearly is supposed to involve makeup and doing makeup looking a certain way.
Sure.
It's like going to an event that's black tie and wearing jeans and a t-shirt and saying, I'm against the cost of a tie and a suit. I can't afford that, so I'm going to wear something different to make a statement. Not wearing makeup to an event where everybody else is getting dressed up is supposed to be a statement of some sort.
So makeup is like the unspoken formal dress code for women. Basically.
I mean, if you're at an event like that, yeah, that's what you do. You get dressed up and you put on your makeup.
Yeah.
The men put on a suit and do their hair. It'd be like going there and like just bedhead.
Right.
Just rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
Even when people talk about that, and they talk about dudes who show up and they're like the dude looks like
John Fetterman wearing a blazer over his hoodie with
isn't that something that people bring up because he's wearing something that's not acceptable for the environment?
Yes. But I think that, you know, mainly what she cares about is the fact that makeup is full of, you know, toxins that are probably bad for your skin, are probably aging you and probably seeping into your bloodstream. And I know way less about that than she does and other people know. But in the context of her filming herself in what looks like her bedroom, doing her skincare routine, I don't expect her to look like a bombshell. And especially because she's using this as an opportunity to promote the product. And this person pointed out this used to be the hottest woman in the world. Is that something that people agreed upon?
Yes.
That she was
universally seen as the sex symbol of an entire era.
Well, who is it now?
I think there's too many Instagram thoughts for that to be one specific person.
It's like too saturated of a market now, I guess.
It would have been, maybe for Gen Z, it would be like Madison Beer. or something like that. I don't know. But
Sydney Sweeney.
Maybe this she existed. She was famous at a time when the media was much more consolidated, and you were given a sex symbol. Right, you were presented. So she was on Baywatch.
They created it.
She did. Yes, she was on Baywatch. She did Barbed Wire. She had her sex tape. Right. She had all of these things that made her she did Playboy and all that stuff. She was a sex symbol. The sex symbol of an entire era.
Another person replied, "Humans age," and the original poster said, "They should stop that." Well, like, I almost respect nice? The just rejection.
Wow,
of
they
reality.
looked into fixing that.
Like, there are people trying to, push this transhumanist philosophy that no one should age and no one should ever deteriorate, and we should all just live forever, upload our consciousness to a computer. But we're not really there yet. And I don't think it's such a terrible thing for someone to age gracefully, age naturally, and not hide it in a pathetic way. I mean, we were just talking about that yesterday with all of these women in their early 20s aging themselves with filler and Botox all over their face. It's making them look older, yes, but they only did it in the first place because we don't worship youth in this culture. I think we just fear death. Like, there's just something really sick and vain about today's culture that would make even an 18-year-old start doing preventative Botox.
I don't think that's fear of death. I think it's worship of youth. I do.
Yeah. But for none of the right reasons, because you're doing all these things that are associated with fertility, and yet there's a war on it.
We talk all the time about the infantilization of an entire generation, how you're considered a kid basically until you get to 30 these days. And I think that's a huge part of it, is nobody wants to grow up. Also, in the midst of this discussion about what women do to maintain their looks, I saw a tweet that broke down the costs of a well-maintained, attractive woman in any large U.S. city. And you're going to be shocked. Hair, $400 every 2 to 3 months at least. Facials, $200 to $300 a month. Fitness, $200 to $400 a month. Cosmetics, $100 to $300 a month. Nails, $100 plus a month. Brows, $15 to $40 a month. Waxing and laser, $100 to $150 a month. Med spas, $1,000 every 3 months at least. And that doesn't even include clothes or shoes. It's like when every so often, like, there's this discourse around why men have to pay on the first date, and the women do the thing where they
and this is what they list,
where they list all the stuff it costs, and the guy's like, "Well, I'm picking you up in my car. Like, my car costs more than your makeup routine. Does that count? How about we go Dutch?" Yeah, it's a hilarious thing for people to argue about.
I look at this list.
That's extremely vain.
A lot of it is also just stupid. Like, I am somebody who cares. I am very particular about the way that I want to look, and I get my hair done pretty frequently, at least once a month. But as for the rest of this, like, I get my nails done maybe like every few weeks. Med spas are just places you go to get lip injections. You should stop doing that anyway, because that's an insane amount of money to spend on looking ugly and old. Waxing and lasering, completely unnecessary. Eyebrows, you should not have caterpillars on your face. Take care of them yourself. Nails should not cost you $100+ a month unless you're getting long fake ones. And, men really don't favor that. I've gotten them before, and I knew that men didn't like acrylic nails. I did it genuinely for me, knowing that men hate it. But if we're talking about what it takes to be attractive, we're talking about attracting men. Cosmetics, you don't need to be buying hundreds of dollars of makeup a month and skincare a month. That is insane. Fitness, you do not need a gym membership to not be fat and to be fit. You can do that on your own at home in the world. You do not need to go to Equinox. Facials, spending hundreds of dollars a month on facials is completely unhinged. I don't understand why that would be part of someone's monthly routine. Like, it would be one thing if you took any one of these out of the list and you just said, like, this is my thing. But having it all put together as just the basic bare minimum expectation for a woman to be attractive, it essentially means that you're not attractive and you need all of these things to be marginally attractive. And usually we can see through that.
Because you're starting behind the 8 ball if you need all that stuff.
Yeah. And as for the hair, that's the one I am most sympathetic to because I do get my hair professionally done. However, it does not cost me $400. So maybe that's just in US, like big cities in the US that costs that much. Around here, no.
There's a $20 one there.
He said, Mary, bring back the long acrylic claws. I am not going to do that. It was very painful. But it's also painful to know that there are women out there this delusional.
I mean, I see that and I just see a lot of vanity and a lot of narcissism and a lot of high maintenance that I wouldn't be attracted to.
Yeah, it has like signals about what kind of personality that you have.
Exactly.
You know,
there's a disconnect between what somebody what a man might think of as sexually attractive and attractive in a sense of somebody they would actually want to be in a relationship with and, you know, have a family with. Those are very different things a lot of the time. And
it's really not a problem for a woman to care how she looks. Like you should. Everyone should, yes, really. Should. But this is just beyond overkill. I don't even know how people have the money for this. In this economy, you're spending thousands of dollars on injectables in your face.
In this economy?
In Bidenomics? No thanks.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.